Good evening, everyone. Welcome to what we like to call Wow Wednesday. My name is Amy Homsey. I've been with Lifewave for almost 3 years. I'm a senior presidential director, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Bhimi Cayce, who is also a senior presidential director. We love coming together here and sharing this remarkable product. We want to welcome each and every one of you here tonight, but especially those of you who are brand new. We want to welcome you to the X39 Patching Podcast. We're going to spend about 30 minutes together, have a couple testimonials, share with you the science behind this product, as well as a little bit about the company. We will keep it brief, but exciting. And I love this, Bhimi. Every night we have amazing people on here telling their story. And that, we love to call it Wow Wednesday for a reason. Folks, David Schmidt is our CEO, inventor. He's the scientist behind this amazing product. David had a vision many years ago, over 10 years ago. He did see the future of regenerative medicine, and that is why these products were born and brought to market. Before we get started, and I have the honor of introducing our very first guest, I just want you to know we do have a lot of practitioners and doctors who do use our products, but Bhimi and I are not medical professionals. So the information that we do discuss here this evening is not intended to treat or diagnose or cure or prevent any disease, folks. The statements here tonight are basically just for informational purposes only and people's personal results that they have had. If you're pregnant, nursing, or on medication, please consult with your physician first. So, Bhimi, do you want me to bring Annie on, or are you going to do your testimonial?
You can go ahead and bring Annie on.
Okay, sure. Annie, can you hear me, dear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So, everyone, this is Annie DeCoker. She has been on the X39 for almost 3 years now, as well. She's 57 years young, and normally you come to us from Indiana, but I believe you're in Florida tonight. Is that correct?
Yep, I'm up by the Panhandle now.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome to the call. We appreciate it. I know it's been a while since you told your story. So if you would, please share with us, Annie, some challenges that you were facing and going through prior to being introduced to the X39, exactly when you got started, and how are you doing today with it, Annie?
Okay, so 11 years ago, I had second and third degree burns all over 99% of my body because of a thing called Stevens-Johnson syndrome. And then 5 years later, I broke my tailbone, both of my pelvises and my femur. So I have all my skin got burned off and my big bones got broken. So when I got to be introduced to the X39 about 2 years and 9 months ago, I still had some residual problems with coming back from the 108-degree fever, and the burns caused me to be hospitalized for a month. And I recovered so well that they called it miraculous, and clinically dead. Coming back from all that was miraculous. So when I was running around in my life, being able to open my eyes and see again, and having like a little mild headache every day, and maybe some minor trouble with digestion and sleep, I didn't really consider any of those things a problem at all. And after my broken bone accident with rods and pins and screws, having mild aches and pains when it would get rainy, I didn't consider that to be a problem either, because being my age and doing extreme sports with all the young people, I felt pretty good about myself. I didn't even think I had anything to complain about at all. So I found out about the patches because the reason why Stevens-Johnson syndrome can cause so many problems and death and burns on people is because it's a synthetic that can have a toxic reaction. So I stopped doing anything synthetic, and I went kind of diving into exploring about wellness and holistic and natural stuff. And because I wanted to help other people who had real problems. And I didn't even think about me having any real problems because I was able to breathe in and out all by myself again. So I wasn't expecting anything. So it was a real surprise when I got these nice, subtle benefits that I wasn't even expecting because I didn't consider myself to have any problems, you know? So the subtle things that I noticed first were my mood, which is funny because I'm naturally an optimistic person and I'm in a pretty good mood all the time anyway. And in 2020, I realized that I was even more calm and secure and confident and peace and joy and not irritated at traffic and people and fear filled. And I realized that was a difference that I could attribute to the patches because sometimes I would stop wearing the patches just because I wasn't sure I had any problems. And that's when I could notice my nice, even keel, calm, peaceful mood. That was one of the first things. And then the other residual effect that I had from being all burned up and hospitalized and losing my vision were my eyes. I had a lot of irritation. I lost all my eyelashes. I lost my lips. I lost my skin, my fingernails.
Wow.
And I ended up getting back 18 of my nails before the patches. And after the patches, even more renewed nail growth that they said it was permanent nail loss. They said, I'll never get that back. And my eyes didn't have mucus layer around them. They said that was permanent loss. I'll never get a mucus layer back around my eyeball. And my brain and my MRI showed a lot of scarring. They said that was permanent brain damage. I would never get those brain cells back. And so my eyelashes, last year I have now eyelashes on the bottom for the first time in 11 years. My
Wow.
mental health is improving every time I see the doctor. My vision is improving so much. I don't even need corrective lenses in this eye anymore. I can open and close my eyes. They're amazed. The doctor said, I've never seen your eyes look better. All the adhesions and the scarring and the macular health. And then my headaches, I don't have those every day at all. So my digestive system, which I didn't even count as a thing, that's going very well. My sleep, which I didn't have trouble sleeping, but I noticed when I wear the patches, I have a nice, really deep sleep that I didn't think was possible. And at my age, you know, running to the bathroom was not abnormal, but now I don't have to run. Going to the bathroom only not 4 or 5 times in the night, but just once is a nice benefit. So these small things are what I've noticed that turn out to make it a really good day every day.
Wow. Actually, I don't think they're that small.
No.
Annie, I think they're significant. And I know you've been through a lot, and the Steven Johnson syndrome, I mean, that is horrible. And I know you went through immense pain, and you're very fortunate to be alive, and we are all thankful that you are. And let me just do a quick recap, and please correct me if I overlooked something. So you had headaches every day, and now you no longer do. Is that correct? Okay, that's huge. That's huge. The irritation in your eye, and you told me that you had a hard time focusing with your eyes when you woke up. It took you many hours for your eyes to adjust.
About 4 hours.
4 hours, and now you no longer have that issue.
Right.
Incredible. And I know you were also just purely exhausted, and now you have energy and you're skydiving all over the world.
Right.
So and that sense of well-being, a lot of people feel that you're more calm and at peace, right? You have better mental clarity, and we've heard it over and over again, and I say the same thing because it's true. We have a better sense of well-being. Would you say that?
Totally. And the mental clarity, I didn't even realize what would happen before is I would start to feel overwhelmed at my to-do list and all the things I had to remember. And I would just start to feel really overwhelmed, like, oh, stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the patches, I don't feel that anymore.
You're able to do those tasks and not feel overwhelmed.
Get her done.
That's incredible. Now, I know you had a lot of scarring, obviously, with burns all over 99% of your body, which is amazing in itself. and your skin looks amazing. I mean, you look younger today, Annie, than when I first met you 5, 6 years ago.
You can't even see some of the scars anymore. I used to have big, thick, white, shiny scars, and I wouldn't even wear shorts or short skirts.
Mhm.
In Florida, open-toed, cute shoes. I was like, I called it my leopard skin, but now I don't even, you can't even, most people can't even tell.
Wow, that's just incredible. And I know you said your hair is thicker, and now you
Yeah.
have eyelashes on the bottom that you didn't have because they were all burned off.
Yep. First time in 11 years.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, you look amazing. Your skin is glowing, and we are all so thankful that you've come this far and that you are using this product. And now I know you're sharing it with everyone you see because it's made an amazing difference in your life.
Yes. I love to, just help people, and it's so beneficial. I feel like it's so much more beneficial for most other people just because I hear big things, and for me, I love just to have a good day. It's like the difference between dragging out of bed and hitting the snooze alarm 6 times versus like bouncing out of bed like, hey, another good day. It's nice.
No, it's huge. It's quality of life. And a lot of things that you've experienced were never supposed to get better. Like scars usually don't go away. Your eyelashes usually don't come back. Your vision improved, all of that. So thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know you're traveling, so we do appreciate it. And we are all so happy for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, folks, we're just getting started. That is truly remarkable. And that is why I get so passionate and excited about this. And with that, I want to introduce Bhimi Cayce, again, Senior Presidential Director with Lifewave. Bhimi's been in the natural health space for 40 plus years. She's very experienced and knowledgeable. And Bhimi, take it away with our next testimonial, please.
Okay, my goodness, Annie, that is just unbelievable results. And, again, this, like what Amy said, the changes in your quality of life, there's no price for that. And our next guest is going to share something also pretty amazing, a lot of trauma and different things that he's been through in his life. And now he's only been on the patch since November. His name is Robert Cash. He's 68 years young. He retired when he was 50 years old. He was in the car business, but he has had one thing after another. He's lucky that he's alive and here, and he's going to share his story. Robert, tell us what happened, how you found the patch, but what happened in your past that brought you to where you are now, and then how the patch has helped you.
Thank you. As you know, I was introduced to the patch by my good friend Ellen Notsinger, and before I'd had some pretty serious health challenges. I was born with a extra conduction pathway in my heart, and for years and years it was no problem, but the potential for serious problem was always with me. Your heart beats with electricity, and I had an extra conduction pathway in my heart, and it's about the size of a human hair. And with my luck, less than 0.1% of the people that are born with that ever become symptomatic. Well, I defied the odds and had some problems, and while driving, I passed out, and thankfully woke up on the other side of the road unharmed, and ended up being hospitalized. And to make a long story short, in an attempt to remove the alternate conduction pathway, my normal conduction pathway, my AV node, was destroyed by lasers, and they slapped an external pacemaker on me and sent me across the country to the University of California, San Francisco Medical Center, where they were able to keep me alive with pacemakers. With a pacemaker, it literally generates my heartbeat now. I've had 3. I'm getting ready before too long to be on my 4th.
Your fourth pacemaker since you were how old?
38.
Okay, so from 38 to 68, you're now on your 4th.
Well, no,
pacemaker.
not yet, but
Almost, yes.
almost.
Okay, and so what happened with your weight and, other things that started developing in your health?
Well, having been an athlete in a young age, I eat a lot. Never had a problem eating a lot, but in my profession, I wasn't nearly as active, and I kept on eating a lot, and I got big. And I've always been big. In the 8th grade, I was 6'4", weighed 220, and but I got up well over 300 pounds just in the course of living and eating well and sedentary lifestyle.
So let's talk about the neuropathy that you had and
Yes.
the deterioration so that we can move into what happened with your parents and going forward.
Right. In my late 30s, I developed just a terrible pain in the bottom of my feet. And because of what happened with my heart, I had a lot of skepticism and distrust toward doctors in particular. And I just thought I'd suck it up and live with it. And, but it was really seriously bothering me.
And so then you started to caretake for your parents, and
yes,
what happened further after that?
after retirement, my mother started showing signs of Alzheimer's disease, and my dad had suffered a major heart attack while he and my mom were in South Africa on vacation, and was so they were both in dire straits. I didn't want them to end up being in a nursing home. I'm sure there's some wonderful skilled nursing homes out there, but I never had seen one I'd want to live in. And I owed it to my parents to take care of them when they needed me. So it's first my mother, and seeing her through a long, drawn out, bedridden over 2 years, seeing her through to her demise. And then my dad was at the point to where he needed me, and was getting to be a little bit forgetful, but I think nothing more than the norm for people his age. But
so let me guide you a little bit into
sure,
these points are, because what you had shared with me is that you take your parents as a caregiver for about 6 years, and you ended up on a lot of meds because
Right.
you had so much pain with your knee and your hip and the arthritis. And that is it true that you gained another 100 pounds and then you were over 400 pounds?
I was so focused on my parents that I neglected myself. And I got up to, I think the highest I ever weighed was like 421 pounds. And
so then you finally went to the doctor, is that right? Because you were really deteriorating, and then you got a diagnosis of being diabetic, correct?
that's correct. My cardiologist asked me who my primary care physician was. I said I didn't have one. He said, well, you have to have one. He recommended one. And this doctor told me that I was diabetic, which explained the neuropathy.
Right. And because you hadn't been to the doctor, because you had a fear of the doctors, because you
Right.
almost got, killed from the operation, now you're finding out what's going on. And then you were also noticing that you had progressive brain fog, and then you were having prostate issues and getting up and urinating all the time. And so you were on drugs and Flomax. Is all that what was happening?
That's correct. The brain fog was really disturbing to me because I could sense it. I knew it was coming on and gradually getting worse. And my mother died of Alzheimer's, and so did her father, my grandfather. And
Right.
and the Flomax, I thought that was, I mean, the prostate problems, I thought that's something that all men, if you live long enough, you're going to have the problems. And I didn't think there was much I could do about it. I tried saw palmetto and the things they advertise on TV.
But
But
let me break in here, because we want to get to what happened with your testosterone levels. And because this is going to be significant when we're going to flip this in a second and go right into all the advantages. So your testosterone levels, when you were checked, was like they weren't even there. They barely showed up.
That's exactly right. And
so it was a very, you were tired, didn't have muscle tone. Of course, you were overweight. And then you found the X39. So let's give boom, boom, boom. What happened with your knee and your hip pain? The pain went from what to what?
it went from a 9 to 4.5, maybe some days 5, but mostly the pain was cut in half, and I could live with that. So I was able to quit taking 3 expensive pain medications. Most days I was taking them 3 times a day.
And I know this is fantastic what's going to be showing up. And then your diabetes, the doctor told you that just 2 weeks ago, you're not diabetic anymore, you're pre-diabetic, because he took blood tests. And then your liver enzymes, which were very high, are all normal. Is that correct?
Yes. And just
an
example of the X39.
I know. And then you had a retracing, and both your legs started hurting real bad, and it was in places that you'd never had pain before. And because you had seen a video on one of the podcasts, you understood it was retracing, and you went through that. And so now in 3 days, folks, I'm just kind of giving a quick synopsis of this, is that all his neuropathy is gone. It's not returned. His
Amen.
Brain fog is gone. He no longer is worrying about that. And he's not needing to rush to the bathroom, just like Annie was talking about. And now he's sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night.
And a beautiful sleep.
Yes. And there's, and he's off those medications. So I want to thank you so much, Robert, for sharing.
Thank you.
I know it was
And
difficult.
thank Annie.
yeah, to get everything out. So thank you for really being here. We'll come back and track with you later. Okay,
Thank you again.
you're welcome. So you may be wondering, you've heard Annie, you heard Robert, all these different results that happen. And folks, it's this little patch right here. It is wafer thin. It is non-transdermal. It has no ingredients. So how does it work? It works with, there's a blend of nano organic crystals, amino acids, water, salt, and sugar. It forms this crystal lattice. When you put it on, the light and heat from your body absorbed. It shoots this infrared light wavelength back, and boom, you have this communication pathway that is triggering biochemical responses in the skin and all through your cells. And so it's like when you go out in the sun and your body makes vitamin D, these wavelengths start elevating the GHK, which activates genes, which turns the body on to make younger stem cells. And so we recommend that you use it 12 hours on and 12 hours off, usually during the day, because you need to drink a lot of water and take a good mineral supplement. And what we found is that 50% of the people feel something more immediately, and 50% it takes 2 to 3, 4 months. So that's why we recommend a 90-day protocol. This whole science is called phototherapy. And what it sets up is age reversal. Because at 35, you've lost about 50% of your ability to make GHK and stem cells. And then around 60, about 80% is gone. So you have this double whammy happening. And when you put the X39 patch on, it's like flipping the light switch. And your body starts to go into repair, regeneration, and we call this age reversal. So I'm going to give the floor back to Amy so she can talk to you a little bit more about the company and how you can get your hands on this product.
Wow, thank you, Bhimi. Just incredible stories, folks. But for those of you new on the line tonight, Lifewave is a global 20-year-old company that's a biotech company. We are in 81 countries, so we are well established. David Schmidt, again, the scientist, owner, founder of this technology and company. It's a wearable health technology. The X39 has a 20-year patent on it, folks. So here's what that means. That means we have zero competition. Zero competition. Think about it. When we think about stem cells, what do we think of? We think of injections. We think of thousands of dollars. So now there's a way that you can activate your own stem cells through these non-transdermal patches, through phototherapy like Bhimi just explained. No one else has it. It's non-transdermal, non-invasive. Again, we're a biotech company setting the wave of the future. Think about that. We have over 100 patents on all of our products. How do you get your hands on it? Well, we want you to pay wholesale. We want you to save money. We want you to get healthy and feel the benefits of this remarkable technology. We have a preferred customer program, which is very generous. You can get back to the person who got you on this line to find out more about that, but you want to pay wholesale. You could also have a wholesale account like Bhimi and I did. There's different packages. There's 5 different packages, and you save money that way as well. But like Bhimi said, you want to try for about 90 days. We are all different. We do this 5 days a week. And in the meantime, you can check out startx39now.com, startx39now.com. And most definitely you want to get back to the person who got you on this call, and you want to get your questions answered. We'll be back here tomorrow night, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, with Dr. Stacy and Marcy, and we'll have 2 more testimonials, but I just want to leave you with this. Lifewave is unique because it's the only phototherapy product in the world, folks, that uses the human body as its power source. Again, we're the only ones that have it. You can only get it here, pay wholesale. And if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, folks, you have nothing to lose. Just try it. Just try it. What if it works? Okay, I want to leave you with that. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a blessed evening and we'll see you soon. Thank you,
very
Bhimi.
much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie.
Great team, great call.
Bye.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, David.
Thanks for being here, Annie.